We got the puppies sleeping. And I think we're gonna try a new audio thing today. I think I'm just gonna take my main mic and move it closer. I normally switch over to another mic, but I don't think that's really been helping us much, so we're gonna give that a go. So now is the part of stream where I invite anybody who wants to move to go ahead and move with us. Let me turn some of this stuff in the back off. There we go. A little bit cleaner screen. If you're gonna move with us, feel free to put an uppies in there to declare what you're doing. You can also try to do any of these stretches or any of these movements seated. I highly encourage you to modify what I'm doing to make it fit where you are today. I do want these movements to be achievable for anybody, wherever they are on their sort of movement journey or their relationships with their body. And I will say, if we've been static for a very long time, as in not having kind of a practice of movement in our lives, it's very important to go ahead and be really gentle with ourselves and take it really slowly. What I'm finding is, particularly as I'm getting older, I'm 39. The body does not respond as well to going from times of stasis to times of great movement. So over the past couple years, I've accumulated a number of injuries because I was very couch potato-y for a couple years there. And so, yeah, just a reminder, be gentle with yourself, be careful with your body, listen to its signals. If it's telling you you're pushing too hard, just back off. My friend Andrew recently said to me, and he got it from somewhere else too, but is do 75% of what you think you're capable of. And I think that's like actually a very good kind of metric in life. Like, our culture sort of encourages people to just give 100% all the time, but that really burns the body out, and it doesn't set up a productive cycle of sort of working ourselves up to a level and then allowing ourselves to recover. So that is what I will say to those things. And then I give my little faux legal disclaimer here, because I don't know real legal language, but none of what I say is advice. You're participating under your own free will, and any injuries I'm not responsible for. Okay, with that, let me try moving this mic over to where I think it should be, and I'll try talking at the level that I think I should talk, but we're experimenting a little bit here, so thank you for bearing with me. I am going to take chat along with me. I can't always speak to everything that y'all are saying as we're going through, but if I do see questions, I try to answer them, and then I do try to speak to whatever you're saying as well, if it's kind of in the topic. Oh, what a cutie. But before I head over there, Katie is looking jazzed about this whole activity. Lumpy says, Muffin and I have been discussing how I could regain some of my lost flexibility. I'm stiff as a frozen potato. Flexibility that's one of those tough ones, and that's one of those ones that it is just really slow. But it's really about consistency. And the other tip that I have is allowing gravity to really do a lot of work and allowing the breath to do a lot of work. So maybe today we'll throw in a forward fold, and I'll speak a little bit more to how I'm thinking about those things as I'm doing them. Katie says lies. I'm not sure what that's to. Katie says that's why I like yoga. Yoga is so good, and I'm trying to figure out how to maybe put some yoga into this stream, particularly if there's other people who like yoga. I think it's an incredible practice for building muscle and building flexibility, and doing so with a really kind of body conscious frame of listening to what's going on. So Baked says, I'm guilty of running my body into the ground on a regular basis. Yeah, me too. Me too. Me too. Lumpy says, gravity? Question mark. Katie says, oh, lies to you looking 39. More like, oh, that's so sweet, Katie. Lumpy says, like I should take advantage of my old droopy balls to gain flexibility. Yeah. Am the best at talking to the ladies. Lumpy's got that Riz game. You gotta watch out. Baked says, I do modified yoga to support my joints better. It's helped slow the rate of dislocations. Oh my God, Baked, do you have a lot of dislocation issues? Be very careful if you're following along with anything we're doing. Okay, with that, I'm gonna move over to our other little space. Let me switch cam to lock that in. Is it asleep? Okay, it's awake now. Oh, hypermobility. Yikes. My body hates me at 6'7". Whoa. 350 pounds. Gravity is cruel. You dislocated your shoulder picking up a bag of groceries. Oh no, Baked. All right. Let's work with some gravity. It's not puppy time. It's not puppy play time. No. No, sir. All right, let me see how my voice is registering on the thing. Okay. It looks like if I'm speaking loudly, you guys could hear me. But please let me know if you're having trouble hearing my articulating. Okay, I do like to start us out with just some breath each time. So if you've done community movement with us before, you'll be aware of that. And this just, to me, helps me kind of anchor into my body and sort of check in with the different parts of it. So as I'm breathing, I like to do the kind of meditative thing of just sort of assessing my body. Where are there kind of pains? Where is there tightness or stiffness, or what feels good today? For me, I'm recovering from a hip injury, so that's sort of one of the things that I'm very aware of. Let's go ahead and just start with that breath, though. We do usually box breathing here to start off. And so what that is we're going to breathe in for 3 seconds, hold for 3 seconds, breathe out for 3 seconds, hold out for 3 seconds. And we'll just repeat that 3 times. And again, kind of the activity here is just sort of feel that connection with breath, practice slowing ourselves down, and check in with the body. So go ahead and breathe in. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3. Hold out. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in 2 more times. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3. Hold out. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in 1 more time. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3. Hold out. 1, 2, 3. All right, so that kind of pace of breath, not necessarily the holding in and out, but that kind of pace of breath is what we'll look to maintain through our stretches and through the exercise as well. Keeping that slow breath can really help keep the mind calm and sort of calm the body, particularly when we're doing sort of strenuous exercises. And that can be a great way to just sort of anchor and give ourselves a little bit more strengths. Let me catch up with chat here. Getting Baked is getting evaluated and had to get a surgery from one of the dislocations. I see. Evaluating more things. Yes, I hope you're able to figure more of that out as well. All right, for our stretches, we'll start with just sort of a mix between a stretch and a warm-up. So with feet about hips width distance, we're just going to do these kind of little windmill things. I like this a lot because it just sort of wakes up the spine a little bit. And this is really gentle. We're not flinging ourselves back and forth. We're just sort of allowing ourselves to rotate, allowing our arms to get a little bit of movement, allowing our hips to get a little bit of rotation. Okay. And then let's go ahead and do a forward fold. This will be sort of our big stretch for the day. We'll go ahead and do 3 of these today. And so, Lumpy, you were talking about flexibility. I don't know specifically which joints you're concerned about. This will sort of stretch out the back, the glutes, as well as the back of the leg. So this is a great stretch for all of those things. But it also, I think, gets at that kind of gravity thing that I was talking about, gravity and breath. So what we're going to do here is with a big breath in, we'll bring our arms up. And then we're going to forward fold as we exhale. And maybe it takes a couple breaths to get down there, but we're just going slow and we're pivoting from our hips first as we fold forward. And it's only when our hips kind of max out that we'll then begin to bend the spine itself. So we exhale down. And we'll take a couple deep breaths down here. I like to do 3. And so this is where I'm saying we want to let the gravity do its work. We don't need to push ourselves down. We can just sort of allow some of those muscles that are maybe keeping us up, let those relax a little bit. And then gravity will end up pulling us a little bit closer to the ground. The other thing that will help with that is once we're down and we do a breathe in, we're going to try to hold kind of where we were. And we might notice when we exhale, we're actually able to get a little bit closer to the ground. Again, we're not pushing, we're sort of allowing the breath to loosen up the body a little bit, and then allowing gravity to just sort of work its way. So just a couple breaths there. With our next inhale, we'll reverse that process of going down and come on up. So arms first kind of come to the ears, and then we want to go kind of vertebrae by vertebrae until we're back up here, and we'll breathe out, bring our arms back down. So we'll just do that 2 more times, this time with less of me talking. We'll breathe in, reach as high to the sky as we can, forward fold, pivoting from the hips first, and then allowing our spine to go vertebrae by vertebrae. We'll do 3 breaths down here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale and exhale. And next inhale, we work our way back up. All right, one more time. Breathe in, arms up. Reach as high to the sky as we can. Exhale, we fold forward. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. All right, we'll breathe in. Come back up. Exhale, arms to our sides. All right. Let me catch up with what y'all are talking about. Lumpy says, I do that stretch from time to time. Yep, okay, it's a good one. Baked said, I never really noticed what a difference breathing makes with this stretch. That's awesome. Oh, I'm so glad. That's one of those things that I learned in one of the yoga, online yoga classes that I was taking. Lumpy says, it's still a tad much for my toe. Yeah, definitely don't be pushing yourself, Lumpy. You're healing your body right now. I'm gonna do so today with our workout. We're going back to legs. So I think what we're gonna kind of do is follow this cycle of 4. So every 4 sessions, we'll sort of work our way up the body. So legs, and then we'll do a session on kind of glutes and our lower core. Then we'll do a kind of proper core, and then we'll do upper body kind of arm stuff. So this is our 5th community movement section, and so we'll go ahead and move back to our legs. So our last stretch, I don't know the name for this stretch. I do this pretty frequently. Is just kind of bending at the ankles and helping work out the shins, or helping work out the calf and the ankle. So it can help to sort of put one leg a little bit forward and just allow the weight of your body to kind of stretch out the line of this leg and the calf here. And I usually just hang out here for, 15 or 20 seconds. And you can kind of rock the weight of your body back and forth a little bit and feel what that's doing in the calf. We'll go ahead and stretch the other one out that same way. Very slow, very easy. Just kind of bend in that knee and a little bit of rocking. All right. There we go. Okay. So when we start into the actual kind of calisthenic movements of community movement, I always give a pretty thorough demonstration of each of the exercises that we'll be doing. And then we go ahead and do those together, 3 rounds of them with 30-second breaks in between. That just helps kind of keep our heart rate up during those exercises, give us a little bit of cardio in addition to the kind of muscle building work that we're doing. So I'll go ahead and start in on the 3 poses and talking about those. So the first one that we're going to do, we usually have a hold. So we're going to do this sort of wide squat hold. And we typically do our holds for 30 seconds. Now that can be a whole lot if we're just starting out. So do feel free to kind of come back up and take a 5-second break before jumping back down into the hold if you need to take a break. Again, important to honor where our body is today and work with the body we have today. So here we have our feet sort of more than hips width distance. Our feet are kind of pointing out like this. And we're just coming down into a squat. Really, we kind of want to find as low as we're able to. And we'll feel a little bit of stretch on the inner line of the leg here as we do this, and a whole lot of burn on the top of our legs as it works to sort of stabilize us there. Okay, so that's our hold. I really should write these down because now I'm blanking on what our other ones were. I think we're doing a standard, just kind of standard squat. So we'll come with our feet hips width distance, and we're just gonna squat down into it. From the side, you can see my butt is maybe going a little bit back out over my heels, trying to keep my torso up in this process. So we'll do 10 repetitions of that. And then our last one is going to be high steps. So
how people with
we'll actually
medical
try to do
conditions see the
10
world.
repetitions on each leg in a row. And so they're just going to be kind of slow and steady as high as your leg comes up. I try to get my knee actually sort of above the hip, but that has taken quite a lot of time to get there. So wherever your knee is okay. And then if we can, when we bring that down, we're gonna try to not put weight in that one. That just increases a little bit of the difficulty. But if you need to actually put it on the ground, that's a-okay. So we'll do those really slow and sort of focus on a little bit of hold at the top. So those are our 3 exercises for the day. I'm just realizing the camera is tracking me, so let me turn that off. Okay. And before we jump in, I'll just see if y'all have any questions here that have come up. Chips have healing properties? I don't totally understand. I could have more cheese for my bones too. Chips definitely have healing properties. Well, Baked says it there. I did some literature for my failed reaction. I'm eager to test out some stuff to make it better, but we'll wait until Thursday like the doctor said. Good job. Good job waiting. Back in time for some Schmovement Pog. Yeah, Volpe, we're just about to start in. In case you didn't catch the movements for the day, I'll just repeat them real quick. We have a hold with a sort of wide squat. Our feet are pointed outwards. We're going to be then doing 10 repetitions of sort of regular squats, feet about hips width distance, and then we're going to be doing high steps, 10 repetitions of those. So with that, I'm going to put on my timer here just so I can monitor our holds. This should probably take around 9 minutes is what these have been taking. So with that, we'll go into our first one, coming down into that wide squat and a 30-second hold. We are about 10 seconds into it now. If you need to take a break and sort of straighten your legs back out, feel free. Last 10 seconds. Find some strength in our breath. 3, 2, 1. Stand back up. Go ahead and set our feet into hips width distance and 10 squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, bring our feet right under ourselves, and we'll go ahead and with whichever leg, start with our high steps. That's 1 and 2, 3. Remember, we're trying to get a little hold at the top. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. It's interesting, it's like as much work for the grounded leg as it is for the other. We'll go in with the other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, 30-second break, and we'll go back into that hold. Right now is a great time to just sort of check in with our body, how it's feeling. If our breath has gotten a little bit out of control, this is a good time to go ahead and reset that. Just focus on slowing those breaths down, deepening that inhale, and really taking control of that exhale. All right, into our second round here. Down into the deep, wide squat. And here is where I really need to begin focusing on that breath and finding strength in the breath. That's 15 seconds. I can feel the top lines of my legs burning. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. Feet hips width distance, and into our squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, now into our high steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 30-second break. Hi, Psycho. Welcome on in. Yep, we got a little doggy yoga going on. This is Gregor over here. Ten more seconds on our break. Slowing that breath. All right, now we're down into it. Come on down into that hold. See if you can make it as low as it was the first time. Sometimes at this point, we wanted to sort of make the pose easier. It can be a nice challenge for ourselves to see if we can get that same level of integrity as the first one. 5 more seconds. And up. All right, we come hips width distance and 10 squats. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, last exercise. High steps, leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, good work. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Last leg, 10 more repetitions. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, almost there. 4, 3, 2, last one. There we go. All right. Take just a moment to kind of shake some of that exercise out. I'm going to do my little back and forth spins. And I'll probably do one more forward fold. Just to say hello to my leggies again. Let them feel a little stretch out. All right. Arms up if you're forward folding with me. And a slow pivot from the hips. And a couple breaths. We might notice now that our muscles are a little warm. Maybe we're further into the stretch now. For me, I can feel like this desperation to have my palms on the ground. Because before my hip injury, I could actually put my palms on the ground all the way back here. But just like I'm saying, it's a slow process to get back there, so making sure we don't re-injure ourselves or injure ourselves in the first place. Coming on up, and arms down. All right. Well, thank you guys for moving with me. I hope if you did, you had a lovely time. Hopefully your body feels well loved for it. Okay. I'm just getting my mic stuff repositioned again. So I'm not like tripping over cords. Okay, let's see. We are gonna move over to our... We're gonna move over to our community games scene. I think I'm gonna let my dogs out before we begin with that, because I'm getting some antsy signals from them. So let me put us over here. I'm gonna switch up the music a little bit. Let's take us back to our 80s lo-fi vibes. I think that was fun. Okay. We'll be doing some golf. I feel confident we can summon some golfers. Let me leave y'all with a little bit of nonsense. And I'll be back shortly.
With huncho sauce, a healthy amount of nacho cheese, then they get packed with crispy fries, drizzled with more huncho sauce, more nacho cheese. One gets their buttermilk fried chicken, another gets cheesesteak, and the last one gets 3 cheesy smashed beef patties. They all get drizzled with more huncho sauce, topped with shredded cheese, closed up, drizzled with more huncho sauce, more nacho cheese, and stacked into a bag. And of course, drizzled with more huncho sauce, more nacho cheese, and more shredded cheese. From Huncho's Halal in Astoria, Queens. Who's hungry?
You're a fucking asshole.
To a surprise party recently. My friend Daryl. We were all in his living room, all of us in the dark, hiding. His girlfriend turned to us all, she went, right, he's going to be here in a minute. When he gets in, everyone jump out, yell surprise, and that will be really surprising. I argued it'd be a lot more surprising if instead of making all that commotion, we all just stood there in his living room in the dark, just... When he comes in, turns the lights on, see how surprised he is then? A lot of people will tell you when you're schmoozing, have a good icebreaker, right? Break the ice. What they won't tell you, at the end of the conversation, unbreak the ice. You don't want anyone else swooping in, taking advantage of all the lovely little ice cubes that you created, so freeze it over again before you leave. So as you're leaving, just slide something under the fence, like death comes to us all, something like that.
Hello again. We are back. Oh my goodness, I turned my mics all the way down. Let me just start over. I didn't want to make you guys listen to me cough. Okay, dogs are having nutty time, so my apologies if you hear them zooming around. Do we have golfers? I would be definitely open to doing some Gartic Phone or Jackbox if we had like a lobby of people right now who don't have golf and wanna play something. But I think after we do like a round of one of those things, then I would be into the golf. If nobody says anything, I'm just gonna fire up golf and see who shows up. Maybe ping some people on Steam, see if we can summon some folks, or even just open a lobby. So either way, I'm gonna open up golf, get it ready to go. Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear the dogs? Oh, Katie's Steam won't even open. Well, hopefully we can get you in here one of these days, Katie. Okay, I think the chaos is mostly done. Let me see. Let me get my camera in the right spot. Okay, there we are.